Hi everybody, my name is Kirk Barbera with Real Elite, and I'm going to teach you how to learn. This comes from the note card from Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday, and it's from, actually, he's quoting someone named Peter Drucker. And if you don't know Peter Drucker, you need to look him up because he's one of the great business management thinkers of the last, of the 20th century. So here's one of the things he said. You can't simply want to learn. As people progress, they must also understand how they learn and then set up processes to facilitate this continual education. We tend to think very, we went to school, we were taught a certain way, maybe you were good or bad, or maybe you had certain good or bad tendencies that you foster, and we never expand that comfort zone when it comes to learning. So we tend to do that with physical fitness, like we do Ironmans just to push ourselves, we do marathons, we deadlift more than we've ever deadlifted, or we take on a new sport, or we take on jiu-jitsu. Whatever it is, we know that it's valuable to push ourselves in the physical realm if we're going to push ourselves back past our comfort zones if we're going to grow and get better. But we tend to not do that in learning. We tend to take audio books and we don't read very much, or we don't put ourselves in rooms with people who are vastly smarter and more logical than us because we're incapable or we're scared of that. Because it's not always an incapability. It's just like running the marathon. If someone's running marathons, yeah, if you run with them, you're going to look like a fool. Trust me, I know. And the same is true of learning. If you're with people who will pick apart everything you say, that will make you better. But what we tend to do is we tend to shy away from that. We say, I don't want to do that because it's too hard. It's too scary to have someone do that. And I think that's really a very valuable thing to learn, how to put yourself in those kinds of situations. But there's other ways you could do this too. So for instance, pick up a book, go to Barnes & Noble or go to Amazon. I would recommend Barnes & Noble. I think it's one of the perks of having a brick and mortar store, even though I'm an Amazon advocate, is that you can browse easier if you're not a huge reader and you don't know what you're looking for. So, go to Barnes & Noble, go to a section that's interesting like history or philosophy or even poetry and literature, and just look around. And, you'll find if you go, I highly recommend picking something that stretches you a little bit. Like pick a big book if you've never read a book over 800 pages. Like pick an 800-page book. Pick a big biography. Are you interested in businessmen and you haven't read the great biographies of great men who came before you and great women? Then you need to do that. Read the biography of John D. Rockefeller. It's a very interesting one. It's important to understand, what he really did, because I think there's often misperceptions about what guys like Rockefeller really did and what we think they did. And when you see the details of their lives, it makes you better. The point is, you do this with poetry, with literature, with whatever it is, science. Pick something that stretches you in a little bit, but that you're still interested in, and try and read that. So there are two little tips to help you learn a little bit better. Put yourself in rooms and in conversations with people that are 10 steps ahead of you, just like you would run with people who are, much faster and better than you, so that it pushes you to go a little bit farther. Okay, I'm Kirk Barbera with Real Elite. Message me, about Ego is the Enemy, and I'd love to talk about it. If I have extra copies and we're in San Antonio, maybe we can meet up at one of my next networking events that I go to, and we can, hand one of these out to you for free. So, my name is Kirk Barbera. Have a great day.